What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here, and well, we have some really good news. So we just got the announcement that this fantastic racing game is getting ported to modern consoles, which is none other than Daytona USA 2. Yeah, who doesn't love that song? Of course, it's also coming in with apparently a full beat-em-up action game, which that's pretty nice of Sega to include. Like, I think that's super cool. But in all honesty, without joking around, we got more information about the upcoming Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. Of course, it's a game that I'm super excited about. Why do I want to talk about this game? There's already plenty of people talking about it, but what really sparked this video for me is a bit of, happiness and sadness. If you have played any of the Yakuza or Like a Dragon games, you're probably not a stranger that in these games, your character can go to an arcade and play video games, and not just like random ass video games or games that they just created, but actual games that were released years ago. Virtua, Virtua Fighter, Outrun, Space Harrier, Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. Like, all considered classic Sega games. Some of them are pretty cool. Like, I have to be honest, you look at it from like, oh wow, it's super cool. I can play these games that bring nostalgia to me just by, turning on Like a Dragon and playing it. And it sounds amazing, like it's exciting. And we just got like the announcement that for Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, they're actually going to be adding Daytona USA 2, otherwise known as the Sega Racing Classic 2, and Fighting Vipers 2, and of course a bunch of other games that you can expect. So it's a bit like, oh cool, I'll be able to play these games and have fun. Like a Dragon is really good with their mini games. Like, you can just spend hours and hours, not just in the arcade games, but their other mini games that they usually include for each game. They're all unique, they're all fun, there's karaoke, there's dancing, there's so much stuff that you can do in that game apart from playing the story mode. Of course, there's, like I said, the excitement, happiness, where like, oh yeah, we will be able to play these games. At the same time, a lot of times I feel a bit sad because some of these games, you can just play them here. So for example, you want to play Virtua? Well, buddy, you have to basically get Yakuza Kiwami 2 if you want to like play it in modern consoles. Which, it's a bit sad. Virtua is a fantastic and very fun game. There is a re-release for the PS4. However, that's only in Japan. So you do have to go through some hoops, or if you wanted the easy way, you can get Yakuza Kiwami. You get 2 games, basically. And this was a big situation with Virtua Fighter. So for a while, Virtua Fighter was stuck. At least the last one was stuck in the Xbox 360, PS3 era. There was no way for you to play it. You can, of course, emulate it, but let's be honest here. We're talking about getting like a proper way to play it. And if you wanted to play Virtua Fighter in a modern console or modern platform, you had to basically play it through Yakuza, which sparked a bit of a debate. Obviously, the case is a bit different now because Virtua Fighter got kind of like a re-release or a reboot, whatever. But you can actually now play it. But there was this debate. There are some games that sadly are just stuck there, and you can only play them in the arcades. Obviously, I feel with time, it's gotten a bit better, but it's still a bit sad. From my understanding, there's no other way to play Daytona USA 2, other than obviously this. My understanding is licensing. I think same applies to Fighting Viper, and is in this case Fighting Vipers 2. So, again, these are, maybe they're not like huge games, some of them, but it sucks that sometimes like they're stuck in another game and you can't fully support them or play them. And you have to go through like some little hoops. So I think that's a bit sad, which is why like I just wanted to talk a bit about. There's excitement because the game Like a Dragon is cool, and the fact that like, oh, you have all these mini arcade games that you could play, that's so cool, you can spend your time in. But then it's a bit sad because some of the games, depending on which Yakuza you're playing and which game, they're only accessible through there. Like, you can pay, you can go through Steam Store, you can go through PSN, you can go through the Xbox Store and get them directly. You have to go sometimes through some hoops, be it through the Japanese store, be it through emulation. So, just a bit of like, sometimes like it got me thinking, it's like, would be really cool if Sega also release, some of these games for us to be able to buy them, or a way that doesn't require us to play it through another game. In the end of the day, this is just not a complaint. This is just a thought that I had when I was like reading about it. I was like, oh, Daytona USA 2, Fighting Vipers 2, oh, that's so cool. And I was like, oh yeah, it's this thing. But it is what it is. We're still excited for like a Dragon Gaiden. Can't wait for it to play. And well, that's it for me, guys. As always, though, what are your thoughts with regards to this situation? Is this something that you have even thought about? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.